Welcome to People News for the People, broadcasting this postcard back to the United States from Wellington, New Zealand.
I'm Nancy.
And I'm Alex Padron.
Tonight, we find out what it's like to face the famous Kamati dance or haka. A haka is a dance in which the whole body moves to impart meaning, and Kamati is the best known of all Maori haka. A famous chief called Te Roparaha, when pursued by his enemies, was hidden in a kumara or sweet potato pit by the remarkably strong chief of a friendly tribe. The wife of the chief sat in front of the entrance to the pit, hiding him as Te Roparaha sat in darkness. Waiting for his enemies to go away, he whispered to himself, "If I may die, I may die. I may live, I may live." When his pursuers had gone, he climbed from the pit and joyfully declared, "This is the strong man who fetched the sun and caused it to shine again. One step upward, another step upward, the sun shines." This traditional dance has since passed through generations and is famously used by the national rugby team, the All Blacks, before the beginning of a game. So what is it like to face such a performance? And we now over to our reporter Ashley, who is with the United States rugby team who are just about to face the Kamati Haka.
Thanks, Nancy. I'm here with the U.S. team about to play the All Blacks in the 2011 Rugby World Cup. And here comes the haka now.
Lord, you are great. Did you just see that over there, girlfriend?
So, how does this make you feel?
It's getting hot in here, is that just me?
What sort of psychological impact do you think this has on players?
Oh no, girlfriend, it ain't psychological here. It's all physical.
So, do you think you're going to win?
We got this. Even if we don't win the game, we get to rub up against these boys. I mean, number 9 is so fine over there.
So, are you ready?
Totally.
Thanks for the interview.
I'm gonna go get some sweet ass over there.
I better get off the field now as I think they're about to start. My name is Ashley, and I'm from People to People News. Back to you, Nancy.
Ashley. Now, let's take a look at the controversial issue that the locals divided and is annoying the good folks of Hollywood. Wellington is New Zealand's capital city and has everything you would ever want in one compact, wide-swept area. It also calls itself, or has been referred to as, Wellywood, on account of its modest input into the world of film. It is the home of the famous Weta production company, responsible for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, District 9, and Avatar, as well as upcoming features like The Hobbit and Tintin. All well and good. But the fact is that the city needs to celebrate its success in the world of entertainment by putting a large white Wellywood sign, in the style of the world-famous Hollywood sign, on some of its hillsides. Some say yes. Over 7,500 Facebook users and some Hollywood executives who would say it is a breach of copyright say no. Is there a better way to promote and celebrate Wellington's international reputation and success? Or, if there must be a large sign on the hillside, could it possibly say something else? To discuss these matters and some alternatives, we go now to our entertainment reporter, Isabel.
Thanks, Alec. I'm Isabel here with the spokeswoman for the Wellington Airport, Sherry Ravenel. My first question for you, Sherry, is why this sign? And what do you hope it will do for the city?
Is this live?
Yes.
Is my mom watching?
Maybe.
Are my friends watching?
If you have any. Okay, my next question is, what is the reaction to the sign in Hollywood?
Doesn't my hair look great? I just got it done. Got these highlights put in.
That's what we're all thinking right now. Okay, moving on. Is there any other suggestions for the sign instead of Wellywood?
Sherry. S-H-E-R-I. Sherry.
Okay, well, here's an easy question for you. How many Facebook fans does your page already have?
Well, personally, I have 1 million, but the sign only has 7,500. So, changing the sign to Sherry would help us get to 1 million, obviously.
I bet it would. Once again, I'm Isabel, and I'm here with Sherry Rabinaugh. Thanks. Back to you, Nancy.
And now we look at the Kiwi language with the Rugby World Cup hosted by New Zealand in just under 100 days' time. We try to unpack the mumbly, occasionally mystifying language that the locals here have created out of English. When tourists arrive in New Zealand, one of the first things they notice is that even though everyone might be speaking English, they can't understand a word the locals are saying. There's a lot of unique phrases used here in New Zealand, such as all-purpose, sweet as, or the inexplicable chur, along with its interesting vowel structure which seems to put a U into every word so that common phrases such as fish and chips, a local delicacy, becomes fush and chops. New Zealander ladies also tend to say everything with a rising intonation, even midway through a sentence, so that everything sounds like a question, which is disconcerting because tourists often try to answer what a Kiwi will be saying even though it's not a question. Meanwhile, the New Zealand male will tend to start a sentence strongly, then tow away to a mumble after just 1 or 2 words. Add to this the inclusion of phrases incorporated from the Maori language, such as tumiki, meaning too much, or kai, meaning food, just confuses things even more. We go now over to our language guide, Ariana, who is with a couple of Kiwis right now and is going to try to unravel what they're saying in conversation. Good day, Ariana. How are you getting on there?
Sure, bro. Sweet as here with my cousins, Big Bill Cunningham. How's it? So, you tend to say sweet as a lot here, so sweet as what exactly?
Funny you ask. Sweet as whatever you want. Chocolate, dark chocolate, caramel, whatever you need to get the job done.
Yeah. How would you define chair, and when is it appropriate to use?
Oh yeah, cha? You use it to sit, like around the table?
No, I think you mean... never mind. Thank you.
Cha, no problem.
I guess. Now, why do some of your attractions seem to have swear words in them? Just last night, my grandson said he was going to fuck up Papa. What is that?
Do what with me? No worry, it's just a mountain that the chums used to carve the snow.
Oh. And what would you do if I were to say, rack off, you rat bag?
Hey, don't get all aggro on me. Choice follow, bae.
Sorry, cuzzy. Well, sweet as, bro. That should be a helpful guide to all you hoping to come to New Zealand and start a conversation. So I'll say cheer, bro. And back to you fellas in the studio, bae.
Cheer to you, Ariana. Now we go over to Philip for a look at the weather. We can expect up and down in this fabulous, gorgeous country.
What have you got for us, Philip? Rain?
Well, thank you, Nancy. Or should I say, chubra. Now, let's have a squeeze at the weather across Aurora. Starting in the far north of Kadia, look out for some pretty flash flooding and raindrop as big as your head. If you're going outside, you should wear a hat. In Auckland, there'll be a mix of fair conditions and unfair conditions. But those are the conditions, and you'll just have to accept them. There will be no weather at all for the Bay of Plenty. It's taking a short holiday, but it's expected to be back for for the weekend. In Hastings, the weather will sometimes be changeable and sometimes not. We have really no idea what will happen at all. We have no idea what will happen. In Taranika, a mild depression brings with it a very dull day with no highlights at all. It'll be overcast and gloomy all morning. But things should clear up around the late evening. So don't worry. Everything will be fine. Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind at all, and the conditions will be so pleasant, they'll actually be extreme. In the top of the south, in the island of Kalakora, can always accept to have a good day, sunny and calm, in the idyllic surroundings, except for tomorrow, when you can accept probably the worst day you have ever seen. A real mix of Christchurch will have some unreasonable rainfall and some sensible winds and moderate thunderstorms that'll be and some very angry snow. And in the lower south, Dunedin will have frosty, cold, and unfriendly until late morning when the sun will pop over for a visit. Everybody likes the sun, right? Well, that's all from me. And that's the Snosberry way. But remember, if it's raining outside, that's the weather for you. Back to you fellas in the studio.
Thanks, Philip. And on that note, we have to call it a wrap. We hope you've enjoyed the show.
Many thanks to each of our guests, and thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Until then, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Alex Badron, for you at People to People News for the People.
Goodbye.
In Noho Ra.